On my note. Welcome to the Tuesday night Manifest Mafia training for the evening. I said that and I forgot to grab my notes. Okay, here we go. So we are here about how to have more authentic, genuine conversations, how to have better conversations, how to get the ball rolling in conversation, all those good things. So if there's any particular questions that you guys have, I want you to drop them in the chat. I do want y'all to know that I plan for this to be kind of interactive. So I would like for y'all to pay attention. I'm gonna need you doing stuff in the chat for me, okay? You can totally take notes. It's not that interactive if you're wanting to, but just there's gonna be a part that I'm gonna need y'all to participate a little bit. So don't squirrel too hard on me. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is we're just going to start with this. As of right now, how comfortable on a scale of 1 to 10 are you guys in Messenger? Do you feel? I just want to know. Drop your scale ratio there, like I said, on a 1 to 10. And I will, while everyone's doing that, I will tell you this, is that if you're having problems having conversations, it could be because you're not doing a lot of talking probably in general, in real life. I would bet that I know that Darnell was a bartender. I was a bartender. I had to learn the gift of gab due to my job. I had to learn how to make a conversation happen out of nothing with the drunk guy who is trying to flirt with you and how you're trying to change the conversation to this and that and the other. So there are some skill sets I feel that I've had in my life that has kind of allowed me to be more comfortable in conversation. I've never met a stranger. I am that girl. I will talk to somebody in the grocery store. I will talk to somebody, in the bathroom while I'm washing my hands. I will walk up to the stranger at the restaurant and tell them all about my business. Darnell has seen it happen in person. My view in life is I want to be the person people remember. I want to be the person somebody remembers. I want to be the person somebody's talking about in 5 years. Do you remember when we went to that coffee shop and that crazy lady came up and rubbed her freaking CBD oil on my ankle? Yeah, it was pretty good. You're right. I wish I could have found her. Right? I want to be that girl. Darnell's also seeing this one happen. It's a true story. There was a gentleman sitting at the table. I had my dab. I literally was like, "Sir, can I touch your leg?" And I rubbed my lotion on this 7-year-old man's leg. I am not afraid. Whenever you talk to me about, I'm sorry, Christy was there too. That's right. That was that trip. Oh, sorry. I blocked a lot of that trip out. I just remember that one little story. I was going for this. But anyways, I will have a conversation with practically seriously anybody. But I gotta tell you what, there are times that Messenger gets to me too. But that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm giving this conversation to you, is because I really hope and I think that I can say as many conversations that I've had in Messenger, 97% of the time, what I'm about to say is probably true. There's going to be that 3% that are the exception, that are just, I'm going to say it, cuntosauruses, and they're Karens, and you're just never going to make those people happy. And I'm sorry, and they're miserable, and they like to make other people miserable. You'll eventually learn that there are those people out there, and you just need to learn how to block them, okay? Block them from your mental. Do not let those kind of miserable people get to you. That's what they want in life, is miserable. This job is all about mindset. It is so much more mindset than what you will ever realize sales is, because sales is simply the transfer of belief from one person to another. That's it. It's the transfer of belief from one person to another. How much do you truly believe in what you're selling is going to be effective in how much sales you have. I promise you. It's how much you believe in the community here, and your ability as a leader has everything to say about how big your downline is. Sorry, that's a hard fact, right? Because if you don't think you're a good enough leader, that's why you're not promoting the business. Because for a while there, I thought I wasn't a good enough leader, and I had a ton of VIP customers, y'all, ton of them. I hit Ruby VIP customers alone. And now I realize that I need a team, and then I, in fact, am good enough to lead a team, and I can do this. Okay. That's just what it is. You have got to, there's a point in time that you have to make that shift. And this is what we're having this about, though, is to figure out how you can do that. So again, if you are having problems having conversations, it's probably because you're not doing a lot of talking. So being a good conversationalist includes learning give and take, right? I need to learn when to stop talking. I personally have to learn to take a breath, to give a pause, to not have my little bubble be doing the ... thing. Like I've got to let my bubble stop doing the dots. I know that. I don't know if that's you, but that's just, you have to learn give and take. Maybe you're not giving enough. Maybe people are talking to you and you're not like responding with a question. So they're like, I don't know how to have a conversation with this chick because she's not really giving me anything else. Like honestly, I watched a thing talking about the difference between neurotypical and neurodivergent people. This is a thing. Neurotypical people, like they're like and like us neurodivergents are like, why don't they just say what's funny? Right? But like, no, neurotypical people want you to be like, hey, something's funny on your phone. What is it? Like, meanwhile, there's others of us out here who are like, you're really just going to sit there and laugh? Like, you're not just going to give it up? Like, because I just give it up, right? So you kind of have to really consider who you're talking to whenever you're having a conversation with people. I have got to think about this when I have conversations with my husband versus having conversations with Darnell. Darnell is my best female friend. My husband is my best male friend. They both offer me very different other sides to the conversation. They both act very differently whenever I talk with them. And like, we talk back and forth differently. And I'm sure you have people in your life that are close to you and you can see what I'm talking about too, right? Okay, so heartfelt stories and shared experiences are going to show trust and build your relationships, okay? If you're not posting the things that are really on your heart, you have to get there because you have to let people in if you want them to let you in. I'm going to say that again. You have to let people in if you want them to let you in. We are in a health and wellness field, you guys. We are talking mental health and we are talking people's weight and the parts of them that they are most uncomfortable with. Do you seriously think that somebody is going to come to you if they think that you're perfect? They're not. They are absolutely not. If you are constantly portraying perfection, they are not going to be comfortable enough to bring you their flaws. If you cannot show where you have fallen down and skinned your knees, they are not going to come to you to ask you how to bandage their wounds. Okay? Like, it's just not going to happen. You have got to be able to walk through the things that you are going to be able to help people with. So if you're not posting the things that are really on your heart, you have to get there, right? So, consider the things that you're sharing as well. Like, not the stuff that you're posting, right? There's a lot of you out there. I don't know about people on this particular, like on this call right now, but there are a lot of people that are in our business that like to talk health and wellness and how happy and how like positive they are. And then like in the same breath, within the same hour, they've shared some very questionable memes, either religion or maybe politics, or it's like a sideways jab at like, you know, the LGBTQ community or something. And you're like, so what are you? Are you really your highest self, or are you really this person over here? Your audience is also watching this on your side. So make sure the things that you're sharing are in line with the person that you are trying to portray yourself as. That's also important when it comes to your potentials and the conversations that you're having. Sometimes I do share things intentionally. I don't share many memes, but the memes that I share, I always get at least like 15 to 20 reactions on or comments on, because they're things that are very, very, very niche specific to me. They're usually something about, you know, whatever, you guys know me. There's something about cannabis or, you know, whatever. And people find them funny and my audience relates to that. So make sure whenever you're sharing those things that they relate to your niche. And like, again, that they're not in conflict with the person that you're trying to portray. Okay, so I want to ask you, now that we've thought about all of these things, I said, okay, I'm sorry. So make sure your page and your feed is aligned with what you are here, but better yet, I wanted to ask though, are you aligned with who we are? Those of you who are struggling here, are y'all aligned with Ariel's mission? This is not you. This is not for you necessarily to answer me and ask. This is a rhetorical question of sorts that I want y'all to think about though. Like, are you on board with helping people become their highest selves? Because if you are, you have got to realize something. That's not going to look the same for them as it does for you. You cannot be in this business for just yourself. You have to be in this business for the people that you're here to help, right? So you have to ask them when they're coming to you for help. You got to ask them what they want help with. Don't just assume. Y'all know what assume does, right? All right, so let's ask them. Okay, so I wanted to know, what does being your highest self mean to you? Now that I actually want typed in the comments. What does your highest self mean to you? And I'll say, I know I'm going back up here. I see some 7s and some 3s. You guys really aren't comfortable with some are, some aren't. All right. I get left on red even when I'm being genuine. That's why I'm here. Okay, we're gonna talk about that too. That's in the notes, y'all. All right, so I hope you're typing up what your highest self means to you. And I want to ask you, you guys can type it up. I won't chat too much. Or if you're writing it, that's fine. But how about this? Are you doing the things that it takes you to get there? To that highest self version that you just wanted? That you just said that you were? Are you actually doing the things that it takes you to get there? Because if you expect other people to walk the journey with you, you have to show them that you're not just going to talk the talk, that you're going to walk the walk. Okay, take them on the journey with you. Show them that you're doing the products. Show them your before and afters. Show them, how you're getting comfortable here. I see Kim volunteered something. Thank you, Kim. Being comfortable in my own skin and being confident enough that I can do it and I can make myself proud and my story, my healing can help others. You, Kim, have come so far out of your shell. I love your videos. Like, seriously, it is a beautiful thing. And you have a really good story as well. My highest self is shedding things that aren't good for me, doing things that are good for me. I love that, Tasha. Do you feel like you're starting to do that here? Say, becoming unapologetically me. Yes, I like that one. That's me. Do you feel like that is happening here, Soraya? A little bit? Sort of? Okay. Are you still afraid to come out of your shell? See, now we got to get you a little bit more. So it's that mindset thing, though, because nobody can get you there except for you. It means I'm living authentically me without apologizing and helping others be brave enough to take their first step living this way too. I love that, Darnell. I think that you're definitely doing that. Being so comfortable in your skin, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Yes, I think that that is definitely what your highest self is, Christy. And I think that we are all doing good jobs at this, by the way. That was more like, if you are not, again, these rhetorical sort of things, if you're not doing this, you have got to ask yourself, if you're not seeing the sales, if you're not having the conversations, these are why. If you're telling people, hey, I've got this challenge that you should be doing, and you haven't posted not one single day about the challenge or anything about the challenge, you haven't shown any of those packs, people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Why would I do that? You're not even doing that. Why would I do that? How come I'm going to spend $200, right? Like, it's hard whenever you do things like that. You have got, it's the transfer of belief from one person to another. So you got to show that you're doing the things, because that's why people are going to believe you. You've got to build that trust. You got to be consistent. So, okay, here we go. Did this not update? Oh, it did. Okay. All right, cool. So when it comes to having these good conversations, I want you to consider a few things. You guys can write these down if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to take some notes, this would probably be the part. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so first off, consider who you're talking to. Is it someone brand new? Okay, if it is, did they come to you? Or did you source them? Because I think how you talk to those people are going to be very differently, right? Somebody that you're going out and trying to get interested in your business, you're going to approach very differently than somebody who's brand new that came to you asking you questions. That person's already interested. The other one, you still need to get interested, right? So you wouldn't send them the same script, I hope. I hope you really wouldn't send much of anybody's scripts, but these are things that you need to be thinking of. And there's ways you're going to be able to have genuine conversations without needing these scripts. Scripts eventually are going to make you feel like unauthentic and spammy, if you ask me. I always do, because it's just, because it's not authentic. Like, even if it's something you write, it's not coming from an authentic place whenever you're sending it to that many people. If you want to do that, send it as an email to an email list. But anyways, okay, so if you source them, go love on their info and then figure out a little bit about them, right? Like, if you're going to talk to people, hopefully, is it a mom who has 2 kids that's posted a couple times about her kids driving her crazy? Is it somebody who's trying to go to the gym that is looking for maybe, something to help them lose a little bit more weight? Or is it somebody who suffers with so much pain that they had to call out of work 3 times last week? Or somebody who can't kick a bug that they've had since July? Or what is it that's going on with these people that you have to offer them? You should know, hopefully, if there's somebody that you've sourced. I'm hoping that you've thought at least far enough that like maybe you have a product in mind that you would want to suggest to them, rather than just like, hey, you should try my stuff, because that's really salesy. But if you came to somebody, you said, hey, so I was checking out your profile because you really seem like somebody I would want to be a friend with. And I just so happened to notice that you were posting a lot about being in, this back pain from an accident you had. Like, have you ever tried CBD? That's so much more genuine, isn't it? Than like, it's because you need to find some more ways to talk to them. Okay, so if this is somebody, I'm sorry. And that was the other thing I said was, have you asked where their thermostat is set? So if it's somebody who came to you, have you asked them how interested they are, right? So like when somebody comes to you and like, let's say they saw your post about this lion's mane elixir and they were like, hey, tell me about this elixir. Actually, let's have a fun thing. Somebody messages you guys. Okay, here you go. This is actually part of the this was part of the thing. It's a little bit further down, but that's okay. We'll just say it now. So somebody messages you from your stories after you've posted the graphic. Let's say you've posted the graphic or some sort of information about the lion's elixir, and somebody sends you a message back to that story. And they say, what's up with this lion's elixir? What are you going to say? I put on the Jeopardy theme. I'm serious though. I want to know, what would you say? Somebody messaged you. What's up with this lion's elixir? So you put in the comments what you would say, and Darnell's raising her hands. I think she wants to maybe, do you want to tell us what you would say?
Sorry, my mouse wasn't working. I was going to just read mine like today because I've had a lot. I got one today. It says, good afternoon. I'm interested in this new product. And I'm like, hey, girl. Apparently this message that she had sent me went to my spam box. And I was like, sorry, I went to my spam box. I feel terrible. I was like, but maybe it happened for a reason. I was like, this lion's elixir is going to change the game of health. Colloidal silver, gold, and platinum. Plus it has an oxygenator added for 100% absorption rates and fulvic minerals to help detox. And then I sent the graphic that I put in the group. And I sent some like a little infographic about the gold and the silver and the platinum. And then I sent them the video from my app that takes them there and has the link to shop. And that is it. And I've had 8 sales today. These people haven't even responded and they've just bought it. I'm just trying to keep it very simple. I think if we word vomit too much and we try to say too much, people, they get scared. Then they're like, oh, are you supposed to just try it? Just try it. That's it. Just try it. Like, it's a game changer. It's going to keep your family safe. I know somebody said to me, they're like, oh, $100 is a lot. And I was like, well, if you got it on subscription, it's only $90. I said, first and foremost, I'm like, and second of all, this is good for every single person in your household. I'm like, if this could keep your kids from getting sick this entire season and keep you and your husband from getting sick this entire season, is it worth the $90 a month? I'm like, think about how much you pay and going to the doctor and hospital bills and everything like that if they got too sick. And she was like, that's a really great point. I was like, right. $20, like, for each of your household members, if you've got 5 people living in your house and you're paying $100, which nobody should be paying that price. But if they were, that's $20 a month to make sure that my son doesn't get sick. I'm about it. Because I can tell you right now, Carter is not feeling well. And I am not 100%. And I'm like, damn, I want that lion's elixir right now. Like right now. I want it in my hands. So we'd all feel better. But that's how I'm kind of chatting with people about it. Short, sweet, simple, to the point.
Does anybody else want to share what they would say if it was somebody who just messaged back from a story that said, what's up with this lion's elixir? You can put it in the comments if you want to as well. It doesn't have to be everything Darnell said. Okay, so y'all type that if you have an answer. I'm going to go back up to where I was at again, and then we're going to talk about some people. Thank you for sharing, Darnell. I'm going to come back to everything you said, I promise. So if this is, I'm telling you guys, I wish I had like paper in front of me. I'm so sorry that I don't right now, but So if this is somebody that you know, remember we're going back to considering who you're talking to. If this is someone you know, how long has it been since you've chatted with them? Okay. Is it a family friend or a relative who knows you well? Talk to people like they're real if it is, right? So you're not going to hopefully talk to your aunt that you see at, Thanksgivings like your best friend, maybe. Like, I think that you guys should be talking a little bit differently than what the word choice you would use, right? Somebody who you just meet that doesn't know you, that isn't going to toss around 4-letter colorful words. Maybe you hold back on them a little bit whenever you're first having the conversation, as opposed to as much as you would with somebody you talk to every day, right? So consider that. The other thing that I was going to say is get out of your own way. Red, this is going back to you and what you said about people leaving you on red, and Lily and whoever else was up here. Red, Lily. Oh yeah, it was Red and Lily. Okay. So they left you on red. Okay. This is going to be hard information. This is not directed at you, Red. Okay. But this is just, it was right in my notes. It says, get out of your own way. They didn't answer, left you on red, question mark, question mark. Not everything is about you. You are not the center of their universe. People are busy. Work, kids, spouses, extra jobs, homes, yards, hobbies, etc. People compulsively open their messenger just to get rid of the notification dot. Anybody else out there guilty? All freaking day long, you guys. That was 4 hands, all 4 hands of the 4 people that are up here. I guarantee you the rest of the other 9 of you aren't on screen. Still raise your hands even, okay? All right. And you forgot to resend back, okay? Send another message. Get out of your head and send another message. It doesn't have to be a long message. It can just be, hey. They're going to know what hey means whenever they didn't respond to the last 5 messages that you sent or the videos that you posted or whatever else it was, okay? Like, sometimes I forget to press send too. Sometimes I get halfway through the message and somebody falls off the back of the couch and has to be taken to the freaking emergency room. You know what I mean? Shit happens. Like, it's life whenever you have kids. So, anyways, okay. What I was saying was, be upfront, okay? Beat around the bush a couple times with people if you want to play that game. If you think that you're bothering them and you're like, oh, well, I don't want to bother them, so I'm just gonna like, no, beat around the bush a few times and then chop it down. Hey, Peggy, I noticed you haven't been responding to my advances. I'm a no pressure kind of girl. You just got to tell me to leave you alone. Like, done. Seriously. Hey, I understand if, you're having second thoughts, but if you might know anybody else who'd be interested, I'd love to hear their names, period. No worries, comma, if I have the wrong idea, I'm sorry. I hope we can chat soon. It's not a big deal. Honestly, if these people are going to see anything wrong with those messages of you trying to do your job and you trying to not waste their time, okay, that's what you need to keep in mind. You're not here to waste their time. If they don't want to talk to you, and you're not here to waste your time either, right? But like, I'm not here to waste your time. If you don't want me to bother you, like, I totally will go away. Yeah, I'm not here to waste your time. If you don't have time to purchase this month, can I follow up with you in October? Hey, money is a little tight. Do you mind if I put you on my follow-up list for like Black Friday deals? Cool. Shit's too expensive for you. Would you like to know when we have BOGO sales going on? We do them twice a year. I'd be happy to send you a message in April. Whatever. Okay. These are all different ways. These people who are giving you excuses, you can find a reason, you can find something that is beneficial for them, and you can put them on a different list. Okay. All right. Put yourself in their shoes. People's time is important. So make sure you're answering the questions that they ask you first. Sometimes we get so in love with the products that we don't even answer the question that people ask us. Sometimes people say, how much is that lion's elixir? And we're like, oh my God, it's so great. It's this colloidal silver and it's gold and it's platinum and it's going to save you and it's the best thing for your family and I can't believe it. And here's my link to order. And all they wanted to know is, what does the bottle cost? That's it. You know what I mean? But you've told them 20 other things first. So make sure you're actually answering the question that they ask them. So speaking from experience there, you do not want to talk yourself out of a sale. In the words of Travis Butler, do not answer a question that hasn't been asked. That's what he says. Do not answer a question that hasn't been asked. Okay. And the last question here I have about like the people who you're considering talking to. What color personality do you think that they are? And I know that this one's going to be a little bit difficult for some of you, especially if you've just joined, but we're going to do a little exercise here that's going to help you guys out. Okay. Let's say, sorry. I say this is important when dealing with people, because the more you know about them, the more you'll be able to tell, like the more you know about what appeals to them, the more you'll know which direction to go with the conversation. Okay. So different personality types like different sort of things. Okay. So Darnell answered this thing. Nobody else told me what they would have said about this elixir thing. So by the way, what I was going to say was, oh, I haven't got all the way there yet. Just kidding. I put that way down. I think I pasted my notes wrong, Darnell. I'm sorry. Okay. This is what we're talking about, color personalities. You guys are going to like my color people, okay? And then we're going to go over and who you think the ones were that said these next statements, okay? So we have, these are the different types of people you'll deal with, okay? So everybody knows, drop a 1 in the comments if you know color personalities. Drop a 2 if you don't know what I'm talking about yet. So hopefully most of y'all know. If you don't, it's okay. But I definitely want to get you the test so that you know what color personality you are, and so you understand more of what we're talking about. I see a lot of ones. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. These are not like reserved to just these people, but you guys will like this. Yes, Megan, I love this. So this will help you, these little things. And the rest of you are probably going to get some chuckles out of this, okay? So you have a whole bunch of different people in the world. You can change, Red. You can change over time which color you are. And also, like, some people have both. Like, and I feel like sometimes it just depends on like which way you lean. You're definitely a lot of red though still. I'll take it again. We'll have to do them again. So, okay. Yellow is like 50% of the population, and it's basically like a dog, right? So think of like a puppy dog. A puppy dog kind of follows you around. It really wants to be told what to do. It needs to be told where to go. It has a lot of free spirit. It's really happy. It really likes everybody. Everything's yellow. Everything's great, right? But like doesn't really have a lot of direction. That's 50% of our population. So 25% of the population is the blue, which is the party personality type or the unicorn personality type. They're the people who are interested in community. But also yellows are interested in community. Blues are more interested in like incentives, right? Like they want the party trips, they want the retreats and all that sort of stuff. Green is about 20% of the population. Those are your people who are interested in the research. They're your researchers. They are your factual people. They're the ones that you're not going to be able to tell anything to, but you can show them books. And once they read it themselves, they're going to be very faithful and loyal to you for life. And then you have reds. And reds are the people who want to know very to the point. They don't want the fluff, and they just want to get in and get out and make as much money as they can. They are very money-driven personalities, that sort of thing. So thank you, Darnell, for dropping that color personality test. If you guys want to take it, that's fine. So these are our 4 color personalities that I have for you guys. Okay, so in keeping that in mind, when you're having your conversations, you're literally going to be talking to one of these 4 personality types. Okay, so people are going to be interested in one of 4 things, y'all. They're going to be interested in the money, the science behind it, the science behind the products. They're going to be interested in the incentive trips and the fun that we have here and how much fun we have here or why it's fun, right? And then you're going to have the people who just want to do it because everybody else is doing it. So the more you can show them and convince them that everybody's on board, the more you're going to sell it to them, right? So think about it that way whenever you're talking to your people. Yolanda Yellow is a 30-year-old stay-at-home mom of 2 who moved away from home. She can seem wishy-washy and disconnected. She wants to do what the crowd is doing. She just wants a friend. Comment on her post and stories and genuinely connect with her and show her you can be a friend. Show product testimonies and before and afters. Her question is, how do others like it? Will it work for me like it worked for them? Okay. All right. Betty Blue is a bartender in her late 20s with a steady boyfriend and income. She doesn't need this job. She's kind of flaky every time you chat with her. You think she drinks a lot. Interested in incentive trips and likes to party. She's more concerned with the fun over the money. Show off her culture in Zoom calls and retreats and convention. She wants to know, What will I feel and can I fit in? Okay. Gracie Green is a college educated nurse in her 40s who's once out of the medical field. Her kids are grown and she wants something to do in her free time. She's willing to do the research and will be a valuable asset to your team, but she won't pull the trigger fast. She's motivated by recognition. She wants to see facts. Show off product sheets and clinical trials, or maybe even testimonies. If she's interested in the business side, make sure she knows that there is a weekly schedule to follow and systems in place. She has a systematic mind, all right? She wants to know, how does it work? All right? And then you have Roberta Red, our 33-year-old mom of 3 who is ready to run to change the trajectory of her family. She is willing to put in the work if it will prove to be lucrative. She wants to know the fastest way to success, that there is duplicatable systems in place because she's not interested in hand-holding, and enough training that she won't be let down. You're going to talk to her about the comp plan, the app, and any extra money bonuses that are time sensitive on the table. Hype the way to slay and build your own bridge at the current moment. She wants to know, will it make me money? All right, so I'm going to ask this question again. Someone messages you back from your stories and they say, what's up with this lion's mane elixir? How are you going to respond? Are you still going to ask them stuff, though? Are you still going to have this whole long answer? Darnell says yes. Okay. Darnell's like, yeah, I am. I have my system in place, which is great for her. For me, if you are somebody, this is a conversation like building task, right? Because like that's for a lot of us, or for a lot of you, or a lot of us, even me sometimes, I'm like, I don't know what to say, right? So like maybe you could ask her, are you interested in the ingredients or how much it costs? You could say, what is it about it that you want to know? Right? You could say, like, I mean, you can pick any number of things. I mean, obviously, you want to answer a question. You want to answer her question. Some you could say, it's our newest product. What is it that interests you? Or what was it that caught your eye? And have her say anything. Oh my gosh, I work for another company and we have a product that's called this, maybe, right? And then now you know that they work for something else and she's interested in the business side. If you have somebody that says, well, I use colloidal silver every day and it works for me, well, now you know that that person wants to know a little bit more about like the ingredients in it, right? If you have somebody that says, well, how much is it? Now you know that they're either interested in possibly maybe the money that they could make off of it, but also like what it's going to cost and maybe what it's going to do for them. Like maybe they might want to know what it's going to do for them, or you might need to show them some more results. That might take a little bit more priming. But do you see what I'm saying? Where you could ask them a question that depending on the answer they give you back will tell you more about their color personality type. All right, so let's try about this. All right. I want you guys to tell me what color you think this person is. So somebody asked you, when's your next trip? What color do you think they are? Is that Roberta Red, Gracie Green, Betty Blue, or Yolanda Yellow? There we go. We got Betty Blue. Betty Blue. Yay, I love it. Okay. So somebody says, do you think blank will work for me? What color are they? Do you think blank will work for me? There we are. Yolanda Yellow. I've got a green. There's a got green. I wrote 2 apiece. I actually meant for that one to be Yolanda Yellow myself. Do you think blank will work for me? I think she's more concerned with fitting in, right? To me, that sounds like, will it also be for me? Like she wants you to feed into that ego a little bit, I think. All right, that's at least the way I wrote it. So how about this one? Are there clinical studies to back what you're saying? There we go. Green, green, Gracie Green. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. How much time between these photos? How much time between these photos? Tracy Green. See a lot of greens. A lot of greens here. How much time between these photos? I think that green would be so mine was meant for testimonies. I was looking at that as if you were showing off testimonies, and that had got somebody's interest, which I think would be yellow. I think that would be yellow. So at least that was how I wrote these. Okay. How long do I have to make the bonus? I didn't mean to confuse y'all. They were supposed to be easier than that. There are a lot of green like hints though. People have a lot of green hints. There are a lot of people who are interested in basic science, okay? But like the people who are the greens that really want to dive in, you're going to know who those ones are. Trust me on this, okay? You'll be able to pick them out a little bit longer, but yes, that was red. And then I have one more down here. Will I have access to the videos spec sheets if I get started? This one's tricky. Will I have access to videos and spec sheets once I get started? Now, there were clues in all the people that I said above, but see, we've got Roberta red, we got a yellow up there. Green, yes, Tasha. Green said laugh out loud. Yeah, it was. I meant that to be green, yes. And then I actually do have one more because I skipped around a little bit, but what are the people who have IBS saying about this? What are the people who have IBS saying about this? Trick questions. They are a little bit of trick questions, but hey, you know what? You're going to get them wrong in conversations too, so it's okay. And if you don't really know what they're asking, ask for clarification because you'll know a better way to answer, right? And if you don't want to, just answer short and sweet if you don't know, but yes, Yolanda Yellow. That was Yolanda Yellow. Yes. So like I said, yellow people are just really more concerned with like, is it working for everybody else? What's everybody else doing? That's kind of a blue personality type as well. Greens don't care what everybody else is doing. They want to know the facts, right? And then reds are really obviously more concerned with the money. Okay. I know I'm running a little bit long here. So I'm going to skip ahead to my last little thing, which says, so here's your post. You post an I'm hiring video and have people commenting interested. What was your video about? These are things that you could say. You can say, right? So if they commented, let's say you posted a TikTok. You posted this TikTok that says, do you need a community of women who, fire products, whatever, a lucrative compensation plan and blah, blah, blah. You've put all the points up there on your I'm hiring video and somebody comments interested, you have to message them. Here's some things you could say. I'm here to help. Lay your hot mess express on me. What do you have going on? Like, what's going on, right? So you could say, oh, I'm sorry. These were things for, take that back. Actually, no, these are they all kind of fit in. Different ways y'all think about the video. So what are you hoping to fix / make better, right? So like, what are you hoping that this opportunity is going to solve for you? What do you, essentially where you could, that's like, you've put all these 4 points up. What one of the 4 things do they want you to tell them about? Okay. Hey, Boo, I love that you're interested in hearing more about the opportunity. What was it that you found most interesting? I typed out, hi friend, HIGH, because that would showcase my personality, right? I love to get you some more information. I'm sorry. I'd love to get you some more details about my cannabis gig. What you want to know first? Just like a very simple way of like, what is it that interested you? What do you want to know first? It's not discounting that you don't want to tell them the other things. It's just what was the most interesting thing. So this is always asking them again. If you're having trouble having a conversation with somebody, guess what you can do? Not do the talking, right? ask them the questions, and then you'll know how to talk. That's what this whole thing is about. The whole thing is about learning how to ask the right questions to people that show a little bit of interest so that you can drag a conversation out of them. Because until you get comfortable enough, like Darnell, where you can spit out all these things and you have these set systems in place, like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you have to find the things that work for you. So find the conversations that work for you. Find the ways that you feel comfortable connecting with people. And the best way to do that is by doing, by practicing. So you've got to get out there and have these conversations. So another thing, we should offer the opportunity to most everybody, because that's how we grow our business. It's $25 extra, but this doesn't have to be something that you need to tell everybody like, hey, and by the way, you should do this with me. It doesn't always have to be that craziness. If the conversation hasn't veered in that direction, it can literally be something as simple as, hey, when you're checking out, there's going to be a pop-up on the screen that says VIP enrollment for $0 or Rockstar enrollment for $25. If you think you might want to make a kickback, let's talk about being a rock star. Otherwise, just put VIP. Done. Right now, you've put the idea out there. You basically told them you don't have to worry about it, but like maybe they're like, hold on, wait, what's this? I can make a few bucks. Okay. If your conversation has gone stale and left on red, this is the part that everybody wants to know the most, right? Everybody, all right, that's why I didn't saved it for last to keep you here the whole time. Okay, conversation went stale. You're gonna love on their post. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes I literally just go love on their most recent post. And once they comment back to me, I go back to our PMs again, right? Because like once you comment back to me and we're back in conversation, now I can write you again, even if it's been a week, because we just talked. Like, and then it doesn't feel weird to me because like I was over here, we were both over here, now we're over here again. It's good. Like, and I just kind of seamlessly transition there. Sometimes you can heart a previous message and bump yourself back up in the conversation. Those of us who get really habitual on doing that as the conversation goes on, this doesn't work because you don't have anything left to heart. So try not to do that so quickly. That way, if they leave you on red, that's all you have to do is just go back up and double heart, and it'll be like, Soraya reacted to your message, and people are going to be like, oh my God, did I send them something? Because I didn't respond back, but they're going to open it up again. Okay. So that's something you can do that's just kind of sneaky. Consider sending a meme or a GIF as an icebreaker. Like the little cat with the nails is something that people use sometimes just to kind of be funny, or the cat filing their nails. Like, have you got to me? Or you can do like a funny, like folding out a lawn chair, like I'm still waiting for you, or maybe somebody swinging in a hammock, or whatever. Maybe I'll send a picture of Snoop Dogg passing a blunt because that's my personality, right? Like it can be anything of these that's just like a smaller thing that kind of cuts it a little bit. It's not quite so businessy. It can be a little, they could send you a gift back if they wanted to, or a GIF back, whatever. Most people love a well-timed meme. So if you're sending somebody a can of friendly, send them a funny Snoop meme to rekindle the conversation. Another thing, take the pressure off. Ask people if they know friends, if they're interested, or just thank them for their support. Be like, hey, I noticed that like, I feel like this conversation has made you uncomfortable. I just wanted to come back and say, thank you so much for your support and loving on my post. I'll be here whenever you're ready to purchase. And that's still a way to just let somebody know that like, hey, sorry if I like overstep my boundaries. And if you did it and their life is busy, hopefully they're like, no, I'm so sorry, my kids, whatever, right? Okay, send a voice clip. Some people like to hear the authenticity in your voice. Some people can't resist opening and listening to a voice clip. On the other hand, some people can't listen to voice clips. So if you send the voice clip, don't feel like that's the last thing you're going to do, okay? Because they might like, I don't know. Sometimes if you're a voice clipper, I would suggest voice clipping or asking if people can voice clip almost before you do it. And if they are somebody who's prone and who wants to do voice clips, do it. But try to keep them to like a minute and a half and under, not more than that. Like, okay. And then the last thing is posture up. Ask people if or when they plan to make a move. If you have been back to somebody and you have had a number of conversations with them and they're still kind of scooting around the issue, y'all, you're a salesperson. You have got to not waste your time on the people who aren't being, who you don't need to waste your time on. You've got to ask them. When do they plan to make that purchase? Hey, do you want me to come back on payday? Would you like me to come back Friday to help you place your order? Can I help you get your order in today? If not today, when can we get your order in? So just make sure You never leave the time in somebody else's hand. So usually you should always give them a time that you're going to follow up with them. So if you're going to follow up, you want to say, hey, how about I message you on Friday? And we can chat more about placing your order. Like if somebody said, you know, they're strapped for cash until payday. Cool. When's payday? I can message you then. Sometimes I've said that to people and sometimes they're like, I'll message you. Okay, you weren't serious about payday then, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So it's like that literally was posturing up though. Okay, when's payday? I'll come back. That's cool. I can write a little note that says such and such. But anyways, all right. Last but not least here, you guys have confidence in what you're selling. Our products are the best. They are third-party tested. They are like sourced with organic. Like the farms are the best that we get it from. We have ISO certified labs that we made it in. We third-party test things. We make sure we use the best ingredients. Our stuff is from the USA. It's all sourced in the USA, all made in the USA. Like it's vegan. We don't even use the same stuff in gel and gummies that a lot of places do. Our culture is absolutely unmatched. The app is freaking mind-blowing and it's getting better every day. And I'm not even somebody who likes technology and I'm still spending $10 a month on it because A, it's tax write-off, B, like it makes my life simple. It really does. Whenever you get used to tracking people, it's so much nicer to see who's actually watching videos and then who goes back to watch them whenever you haven't even had a conversation. That's really nice. Anyways, and then we have CEOs that actually care. So that's the last thing that I had there. Subscription's the best deal for them. It is not a way to lock somebody in. It literally is the best deal. It saves them money. Don't be afraid to offer it to people. So anyways, okay, that's all I got. That was hopefully helpful to y'all. I really hope it was. Was it helpful? I'll need a little ego stroke. Just kidding. I really do hope it was helpful though, whenever it comes down to considering the people that you're speaking with and like, seriously, just putting yourself in their shoes, y'all, right? Like sometimes life is just busy and you are not the center of their universe. You and your Ariel products are not the center of their universe. And I can promise you, if you are, you're going to know it because they're either going to be completely wanting to join your team and breaking down your door, or they're going to be the most complete Karen to you that like you're going to want them to go away. Okay. So it's like one of the two extremes. Anyways. Okay. What else you got to say, Darnell?
I got nothing. That was great. You did a great job. I got nothing left to say. I learned some things too. Shut my mouth a little more sometimes. So
I've only been just like stepping back. Hey, remember them. I forget. Oh, I was talking to Tasha earlier and I wanted to say, I don't want to take credit for this, but it was totally Travis who said, those who can't do, teach. Those who have done, mentor. So the only way I can say a lot of the things that I have said tonight is because I have had these conversations. I have had the awkward conversations time and time again with people where it was like, okay, I've definitely word vomited all over you and you have still not responded. So did I totally, like, I've literally said that to people and been like, so I word vomited a lot up there. Should we start again? Like, can I get a do-over? Like, whatever it is, because you know what? I go live enough. I'm in my stories enough. I make posts enough in my own voice enough that hopefully people understand when I say those things that like, it's not me being rude to them. It's literally me being like, I'm trying to use my awkward humor to laugh this off a little bit. Do you want to laugh it off with me? You know what I mean? So definitely y'all get out of your own way. We all need to get out of our own way. And that's it. So, all right. It's 9:22. It's really late. I hope that it was helpful though. I really took a lot of time today preparing that. Sorry for the confusion on my what color personalities are this portion, but I will tell you guys, like I said, just think about it whenever, when you're talking to people, it doesn't have to be exact because there's a lot of us that are 2 or 3 types, right? Or have a little bit of each of it in us. Just make sure you're kind of focusing the conversation that way. If you feel like the conversation's getting off, I can say this from experience as a green, it's always because I'm going too sciencey. Always. When my conversation gets too off, it's because I'm going too much the direction that I love with this company and not enough of the direction that they want to fall in love with. You have to let people fall in love with you, right? Can't force it. So, all right. Love you all. Talk soon. Bye.